Downtown Square group. They wanted to kind of put this opening campaign kickoff off for me. I'm so humbled by that. I'm humbled by the support that we've received by everyone in the room and many more that certainly couldn't come here. These events aren't necessarily always convenient. My family, Michael, came in and surprised me, so we're very pleased that he came in back from Texas Tech. My daughter, Sarah, of course. The bonus, with Steve, you get the bonus plan, my wife, right? So that's always the case. I think as you look at the various, as you've observed my term on council, my first term on council, I think one thing you'll see is that I'm an engaging person, right? I think it's important as a mayor, and we've got Becky as a former mayor here, and she's supporting me. We have Ron Branson as a former mayor, he's supporting me. I think that we have some good examples, and Judy Scamardo as a former councilwoman here in the room. Others are supporting me as well. But I think these are good example data points for you to look at and say, why would they support Steve? And I think part of that, forgetting all the wacky kind of ideas that might come with it, there's also the concept that says that Steve and his family, his wife, I said there's the bonus plan that comes with this. We're very engaging, and I think when I ran for office, I made the decision that it was the time. It was the time that I could invest where my kids were at the age where I could certainly be a good father for what they were involved in, but also invest in my city, invest my time in my city. And I think there's no better way to understand what the concerns are from neighborhood to neighborhood to neighborhood, or shopping center to shopping center to shopping center, to school districts, whether it's CFB or LISD, than to get involved with that, okay? And so, first and foremost, I think, we can put down whatever we want on paper, right? In terms of what our vision is and so forth, and what our key areas of focus are going to be. And I think you'll find that there's not going to be a whole lot of difference, right? I think anybody in this room could write something that's very similar to this, right? Now, I'll take pride in my pride, right? Hashtag Carrollton Pride to say that, to me, first and foremost, it is public safety, that P in pride, right? Keeping our people and our places and our things safe, right? And investing in our people and our places and things here in Carrollton, right? Our police and our fire and all first responders, whether uniformed or sworn officers or whether volunteers, they put so much time and energy into this city because they love it as well. And so I think that's important for us to kind of focus on is our people that are in the city within those, that are wearing those uniforms, protecting us, answering those calls every day. So that's why I put P for public safety number one, okay? Second is redevelopment. Again, we chose to host it right here on the square, this kickoff, for a number of reasons. One, they asked us to because we've been so involved. But secondly, that's right. This is probably the best. This is the best example that you're going to see in Carrollton of what redevelopment could do and bring people together. So many new eyes come down to Carrollton. So many new eyes are opened to Carrollton because of things that we've done here on the square. And I will tell you that the vision that you see out there didn't start with this council or even this mayor. It started well before, our councils and so forth, because things don't happen overnight, okay? But I will tell you that this council and this council member, right, has been involved in every single decision that's been made out there, from spending of money through fruition, okay? And so I would challenge anybody else to kind of come to that same that perhaps is running for this office to say the same. Okay?
Exactly.
So redevelopment as its finest, this is the finest example, but we have other examples too. You look at the 99 Ranch, you look at the H-Mart, two very good examples. H-Mart predated me. 99 Ranch was right on the mark. It was something I embraced from day one because what has it done? It's turned a dilapidated shopping center, a shopping center, honestly, that I owned a loop shop at, right? That economy was mine, and boy, I wish it was thriving like that when I owned it. I probably would still own it, right? But we sold it. So I would just tell you that that's a good example of what can happen when we take and we focus on investment in our shopping centers, okay? And when I say investment, again, this is public-private partnership, right? We can't necessarily take government funds or public funds and sink them into shopping centers. We get questions all the time from people to say, hey, why can't we do this with this shopping center? Ultimately, you got to paint the picture. You got to stimulate those landowners and those shopping center owners to make the decision. And yes, there are times in some vehicles that we ought to be able to bring to the table with public funds as a stimulus to help that. Okay. But it's got to be leveraged, right? We have since I've been on council, we typically have a 10-to-1 ratio. For every dollar we invest, the developer has invested $10, okay? And when we invest, oftentimes it's not real dollars, it's future dollars based on tax growth and so forth. And so as you think about, even here on the square, as you think about where perhaps we've got vacant land, or we're gonna help support tear down and rebuild of something, that the tax base on that problem property is only going to grow. And so when we're giving it away, we're basically saying that we're going to give away a sliver of that growth opportunity, something we don't have today, right? So it's easy to give it away when you don't have it today. That's the way I look about it. Let's be smart with how we invest those public dollars on redevelopment. Our infrastructure, the I in Pride, is all about our roads and our walkways and our trail systems and all of our amenities. We've got to invest in that infrastructure. Too many places throughout Carrollton, our alleys are dilapidated, our streets are like roller coasters, and our walkways are trip hazards, right? We've done a lot of it, right? And I'm not saying that this is not knocking anything, because fortunately council has recognized this. And this is something that I voted for the last 2 years in a row, to increase our sidewalk funding, to increase even where a homeowner, let's say, is not on the list to get their sidewalks replaced for 10 years or however long down the way, right? They can bring 10 cents on the dollar, the city will actually bring 90 cents. So we put a program in place to actually help, where a citizen wants to actually take personal ownership of redevelopment of their sidewalk, they can do that, okay? So those are things that we've done as a city. From a real estate perspective, from a resident's perspective, those are smart things that the city ought to do. It's not diverting dollars, excuse me, it is diverting dollars. It's basically saying we're going to take and do this project today because we got a neighbor willing to co-invest with us, as opposed to just doing something else down the way that perhaps was just going to be completely public funded, okay? Lastly, diversity. Again, not lastly, yeah. D in Pride. There is a D on Pride, okay? The D in Pride is all about diversity, guys. We are a diverse neighborhood, right?
Yes, we are.
Community. Whether we look at diversity from age groups, whether we look at it from the color of our skin and our ethnic backgrounds, whether we look at it from our religious backgrounds, we have more churches in this area than in any other area in the Metroplex. Whether you look at it even from our building stock, right? I mean, we have so many ways to spell diversity, right? But in terms of color crayons and different colors and all that stuff, to basically say that let's leverage that diversity as an asset to attract investment. Again, two good examples, H-Mart and 99 Ranch. Perfect examples of how the city has done that. Let's continue to do that, right? And I think that, again, this is all about having the passion that I bring to the table to really continue to drive those programs that are going to drive the investment, attract new ideas, and innovative investment in Carrollton. The last, again, is economic development. Not last and least, because it's just E, right? So E is Pride. That spells out Pride. Economic development. Innovative programs to ensure we attract public and private partnership programs to bring new investment into Carrollton. It's a global economy, right? We are bringing jobs to Carrollton. We are bringing new shopping centers and redevelopment to Carrollton. We're bringing new homeowners into Carrollton, right? In large part because of some of the investment that's been happening to the north, Nebraska Furniture Mart and so forth. We were never going to win that area, right? But because we can't outspend some of the stuff that's happening there. But we do have the tools in our tool belt now as a city so that we can go toe-to-toe with program after program. A good example is AmerisourceBergen, a Fortune 10 company, pharmaceutical, bringing their headquarters from Frisco and other areas into Carrollton, right off of Plano Parkway, here in our Parker Road area, right? That's just an example that's now going to be flooded with homes around it, obviously, and it's all boats rising with the tide. Us being smart as a city and the council, and bringing new ideas to the table to basically say, let's make sure we reap the benefits that the whole region's getting and not become obsolescent in Carrollton. Convenient Carrollton can be conveniently passed by if we're not careful. We can also have the destinations like this destination and so many other places in Carrollton where investing smartly as a city will bring those people off the freeways and into our communities to share the experiences where you can live, work, and play, and certainly have fun with your families, raise a great family in our schools and all that. So that's what I'm about, guys. as you look at this area, this is part of it's a redevelopment area, it's a TOD area. I'll close it with my comments with one historical point. Carrollton was founded on its railroads, okay? Multiple tracks crossing, whether it was the Frisco line, whether it was the Cotton Belt line, or any of those, right? It was founded on its railroads largely, okay? And right in this area, I talked to many of the historical families, right? Certainly, Scamardo and the Thomases and Nan and her family, and many families. I would not want to try to mention everybody because I could never do that, right? But as my involvement on HPAC, which is Historic Preservation Advisory Committee, I really got an appreciation for the history of Carrollton, really what makes Carrollton special, okay? Our railroads is what helped found Carrollton and made it special as an economic hub, right? In terms of the farmland and all that and so forth. The Cotton Belt that's going to come through, again, the dark line, the green line's been here, and we're leveraging that investment. We just saw it written up in the Dallas Morning News. They were down here doing a story, Channel 8 or Channel 4 or whatever.
11.
So go to Facebook and Twitter and you'll see us there.
Me too.
Channel 11.
Me too.
Many of us frequent this area. But you're going to see that same type of TOD development between here and Addison and all the way over to Plano, where those are nice areas to kind of invest in, right? In terms of getting the benefit, the economic benefit along the dense rail systems, leaving our neighborhoods quiet, so we also have a balance between our what I'll call our quiet neighborhoods, okay? Connected through amenities and parks and trails and so forth. So look to the Cotton Belt as being an opportunity. And the last point on the railroad, this is a historic point. Grapevine Railroad wants to come here. They've wanted to come here. And so what? Let's bring them here, right? On the Cotton Belt Rail, they have license halfway here already. Let's not put a stop sign up. Let's bring that historic rail system this way, the vintage rail system. And let's make this another destination to bring people from Grapevine and Fort Worth into Carrollton as a destination on that vintage railroad. And allow us to go the other way as well, right? It just connects us, and it connects it's a dichotomy of the rails, the dark rail and the Cotton Belt, with the vintage rail. So that's all. I'll leave it at that. We're here to answer questions. My family, my father-in-law, Al Cross, my mother-in-law, Beth Cross, my kids and I were all here. You get the package with us.
Thank you, Steve.